Erika stirred from her sleep, the remnants of a dream clinging to her like morning mist. She couldn't quite grasp it, but the feeling of excitement, of connection, lingered. Then it hit her. Tosan. His eyes, dark and intense, held her captive across the crowded room at last night's party. Their conversation, filled with laughter and shared passions, echoed in her mind. He was different, intriguing, dangerous maybe. A shiver ran down her spine. Even his name, Tosan, sounded exotic, like a whispered secret. Erika pushed back the covers, her mind buzzing. She couldn't deny the pull she felt towards him. But something niggled at the edge of her awareness, a shadow in the bright light of her anticipation. Randy's words from the previous night wormed their way back into her thoughts. "Be careful, Erika," he'd warned, his brow furrowed with concern. "Tosan, he's not what he seems. What did he mean?" Just then, her phone buzzed, a text from Randy. "Coffee at our place? Need to tell you something." Erika stared at the message, her stomach twisting into a knot. Randy's tone, always so light-hearted, had taken on a serious edge. It was unusual. He clearly knew something about Tosan, something he wasn't sharing. The thought sparked a flicker of annoyance within her. Why be so cryptic? Why not just tell her? She quickly pushed the thought aside. Randy was her best friend, her confidant. He wouldn't steer her wrong. He must have a good reason for his evasiveness. Curiosity warred with apprehension as she texted back a quick confirmation. Yes, coffee would be good. She needed answers. The image of Tosan's face flickered back into her mind, his smile disarming. Was Randy misjudging him? Was he letting his protectiveness over her cloud his judgment? After all, she barely knew Tosan. Maybe Randy was just being overly cautious. But the nagging feeling persisted, a tiny seed of doubt planted in the fertile ground of her burgeoning interest. She had to know more. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled Randy's cozy apartment. He greeted her with a tight hug, his usual cheerfulness replaced by a somber expression. He didn't waste time with pleasantries. "Erika," he began, his voice low, "I should have told you this last night. Tosan, he has a past, a complicated one." Erika listened intently, her apprehension growing with every word. Randy spoke of rumors, whispers of a life shrouded in secrecy. He mentioned a past love, a woman Tosan had been deeply involved with, who disappeared without a trace. The police suspected foul play, but nothing was ever proven. Erika shivered, a chill running down her spine despite the warmth of the coffee in her hands. Could Tosan really be involved in something so sinister? It seemed impossible, yet the doubt lingered. Randy's concern was palpable. He cared about her, wanted to protect her. But was he letting his imagination run wild? She needed to hear Tosan's side of the story, to separate fact from fiction. Leaving Randy's, Erika couldn't shake the unsettling feeling that followed her like a shadow. She decided to walk, hoping the crisp autumn air would clear her head. Lost in thought, she rounded the corner onto a busy street, almost bumping into a tall, familiar figure. "Tosan!" she exclaimed, surprised. He turned, his face breaking into a warm smile. "Erika! What a pleasant surprise!" His eyes, so intense, seemed to look straight through her, and for a moment she felt a flicker of the unease that had plagued her all morning. But his next words quickly dispelled the feeling. "I was just thinking about you," he said, his voice a soft murmur. "Your laugh, your energy. You left quite an impression last night." Erika felt her cheeks flush, a mixture of pleasure and apprehension washing over her. He was charming, undeniably so, but Randy's warnings echoed in her mind. Could she trust him? They chatted for a while longer, their conversation light and easy, carefully skirting around the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. Tosan, she had to admit, possessed an undeniable magnetism. His eyes held a depth that both intrigued and unnerved her. He spoke of his travels, his work, his passions, carefully avoiding any mention of the past. Just as Erika was about to broach the subject of Randy's concerns, Tosan surprised her with an invitation. "I'm cooking dinner tonight," he said, his gaze intense. "Join me." Erika hesitated. Part of her, the part captivated by his charm, yearned to say yes. But the other part, the part influenced by Randy's warnings, screamed at her to run. She looked into his eyes, searching for any sign of the darkness Randy had alluded to, but found nothing but sincerity. She began, unsure how to respond. I understand if you're busy, Tosan said, his voice tinged with a hint of disappointment. Perhaps another time. He made a move to leave and Erika found herself blurting out a response. No, wait, she said, surprising even herself. I'd love to come. A slow smile spread across Tosan's face, and for a fleeting moment Erika saw a flash of something unreadable in his eyes. He quickly masked it, but the image lingered in her mind. Had she made the right decision? The weight of Randy's warnings pressed down on her. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was stepping into a tangled web, with Tosan at its center. But a part of her, a part that thrived on adventure, couldn't help but feel a thrill of anticipation. This was a chance to unravel the mystery surrounding Tosan, to discover the truth for herself. The rest of the day passed in a blur. Erika couldn't focus on work, her mind replaying her encounter with Tosan, dissecting his every word, every glance. Had she imagined the flicker of darkness in his eyes? Or was it a glimpse into the hidden depths Randy had warned her about? She found herself caught in a tug-of-war between her growing attraction to Tosan and her loyalty to Randy. Randy, for his part, was clearly not happy about her decision to accept Tosan's dinner invitation. He didn't try to hide his disapproval, his concern for her evident in every word, every gesture. Be careful, Erika, he'd said, his voice laced with worry. Please promise me you'll be careful. She knew he was right to be concerned, but his protectiveness was starting to feel stifling. She needed to make her own choices, even if they came with risks. Dinner with Tosan was an experience. He was the perfect host, attentive and charming, his apartment stylish and inviting. The food was delicious, the conversation stimulating, yet a current of tension ran beneath the surface. Erika couldn't shake the feeling that she was being observed, studied. And then there was Randy, his presence looming large in her mind, casting a shadow over the evening. She imagined him pacing his apartment, worrying himself sick, his jealousy a palpable presence even from afar. Tosan, she realized, was aware of the effect he had on her. She caught him watching her, a knowing smile playing on his lips, and for a moment she felt a surge of anger. Was he toying with her? Did he enjoy the power he held over both her and Randy? The thought left a bitter taste in her mouth. She had come here seeking answers, not to become a pawn in some twisted game. As the evening progressed, Erika found herself torn between her desire to learn more about Tosan and her growing unease. His charm was undeniable, but so was the air of mystery that clung to him. He spoke of his past reluctantly, in vague terms, only fueling her suspicions. She caught him in several inconsistencies, his stories not quite adding up. Was he hiding something? Or was she letting her imagination run wild, influenced by Randy's warnings? One thing was clear. She couldn't continue to be caught in the middle of this unspoken battle between Tosan and Randy. She had to make a choice. Did she trust her instincts and pursue a relationship with Tosan, despite the risks? Or did she listen to her head and her best friend and walk away before she got in too deep? Just as Erika was about to excuse herself, her phone vibrated in her purse. She discreetly glanced at the screen, her heart skipping a beat. It was an unknown number. The message was short, chilling. He's not who you think he is. Stay away. Fear pulsed through her veins, cold and sharp. Who had sent this? Was it someone who genuinely cared about her safety? Or was it someone trying to manipulate her, to drive a wedge between her and Tosan? She looked at Tosan, who was watching her expectantly, his expression unreadable. Could he be behind this? Was this some elaborate game he was playing? Or was he the one being played? The questions swirled in her mind, a dizzying vortex of doubt and suspicion. Erika excused herself, her mind racing. She needed time to think, to process the events of the evening and the ominous message that had left her shaken. As she stepped out into the cool night air, she knew one thing for sure. She was in over her head. This wasn't just a simple case of romantic intrigue anymore. Something darker was at play, something with far higher stakes. She had a choice to make, and it wasn't just about who to trust, but about who she wanted to be. Would she allow herself to be manipulated by fear and uncertainty? Or would she face the unknown head-on, determined to uncover the truth no matter the cost? The triangle had begun, and Erika was caught in its center, the lines between love, loyalty, and danger blurring with every passing moment.